Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another review of another Adam Sandler film. This time of one of his last, I would say good, decent movies, which I know people disagree with me, but I don't think this film's that bad. Grown Ups, the first Grown Ups. I actually think this is a pretty decent film. Came out in 2010, same year as The Expendables, among other movies. And Grown Ups, as you can see, you got Adam Sandler, Kevin James, Chris Rock, David Spade, Rob Schneider. Deep down, I know that should be Chris Farley and not Kevin James. So, if that was Chris Farley, that would be amazing. That's probably one of my few problems with the film is that Kevin James is trying too hard to be Chris Farley. I, I, I know that's not fair. I don't hate Kevin James, not as a person, not as a comedian, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that thinks that. But the movie itself, like even compared to Grown Ups 2, which is awful. This one is just a fun, breezy comedy of these guys goofing on each other and making fun of each other. Like even in this movie, Adam Sandler, he's not a bad dad. His kids are so spoiled, so he wants them to get out of there and go to the country with these other guys and just hang out and be in the open air. So he's not really being a bad dad. And the sequel, that's not the case, which I'll get into when I talk about Grown Ups 2. But real quickly, in Grown Ups 2, he's talking about how his own kid is fugly, as in fucking ugly, among other shit. But the plot is very simple. These five, when they were kids, they won this basketball game and won the championship. And they really loved the coach. It's 30 years later, they're with their lives. Adam Sandler's successful, rich. David Spade, he's a single guy. Kevin James has a family. Chris Rock, he's sort of henpecked. He's the guy who stays at home while his wife goes to work. Rob Schneider, he likes older women, so he's with this old lady. And they all find out that their coach has passed away. And they all get together in this cabin in the woods because they don't want to spread their coach's ashes later on, but then they hang out. And that's really the rest of the movie, just them hanging out. It's not really any plot going on. It's just these guys messing with each other, having fun with each other, and goofing on each other. And mainly they're goofing on each other's, making fun of each other. Hey, you have a little Michael Vick thing going. If he was bulimic, it's them making fun of Chris Rock, or Chris Rock making fun of Adam Sandler's fat ass. Um, what does that mean? You're fat? That's what David Spade says to Adam Sandler. And then Adam Sandler goes, "Oh, hey, you're the third Olsen twin." And then they make fun of Rob Schneider. Oh my God, as if Elvis was an Oompa Loompa. Or when Rob Schneider's singing and they make fun of him. And they're like, "Oh, look how mad he is. Come on, Robbie. Oh, look at him get mad." Or there's another where David Spade is sleeping and they keep slapping him and making fun of him. And Adam Sandler says something like, what the hell did he say? Like, I'm trying to remember what he said. You know you're supposed to go to your room. And slaps, like he says in a funny voice. Come on, you know you're supposed to go to your room, and then slaps Spade's foot, just fucking with him while he's sleeping. And that's most of the movie. Is that big shit in the sequel, like a big fucking tire, then CGI tire going on a rampage, or Shaquille O'Neal being a cop. It's just these guys having fun and fucking with each other. I keep mentioning that. And just some fun lines when Chris Rock's making fun of his mother-in-law. You look like Edie Amin with a propeller on your head. When David Spade says hell, don't say hell. Okay, sorry, not hell, Mexico. They making fun of Rob, how he says amazing. It's amazing, like making fun of. So a lot of times they're making fun of Rob Schneider, which I can get behind. Or Chris Rock making fun of his mother-in-law with her shitty toe. Oh, it's Toby Bryant over here. Oh my God, here comes Tobo Cop. And like the big scenes is like just Kevin James hangs on this rope and then he falls down because he tries to swing on it. And again, I'm like, okay, don't try to be Chris Farley, Kevin James, just you don't fail. There's not a lot of like big gross out moments. There's the daughter telling one of them, you know, they put some chemical in the pool, so if you urinate, it turns blue. And they find out the water turns blue, like a dark blue, so that's what they did in the pool. Or Kevin James' boy likes to suck her in her mom's titties. And Kevin James, oh yeah, he's 48 months. And Chris Rock goes, that's 4. But he still keeps, Kevin James keeps letting his kid suck on his mom's tits for the milk. And then like the kid looks at Selma Hayek, he's like, can I have some of her milk? I like the look at Selma Hayek's face. And yeah, Selma Hayek, she plays Adam Sandler's wife. Maria Bello, she plays, I think she plays Kevin James' wife. Kevin James, his youngest kid who likes to titty milk. He's a cute kid. He's not annoying. He's not irritating. Unlike Blended, like the two boys in that who are annoying as fuck. There's a fun bit where Rob Schneider's like 2 of his daughters are hot and they arrive. They're like over 18, and the other guys are trying to look, but it's like no. At Steve Spade's like this is not all look at the same time. Some look at the tree and take turns. So some do look like this and some look like this, and switch and switch and switch. Wait a minute. Are we all looking at the tree? Why are we all looking at the tree? Let's go back to the breasts. You know. Or another fun moment is that when they're at this water park, that's another one of the big scenes, just them hanging out in the water park. There's nothing so over the top extravagant. It's just them hanging out in the water park. And Kevin James is like, no, you can't have mom's milk, drink a milk on like dad. And the kid drinks, is like, I'm like daddy, which I thought was cute. Yeah, yeah, no more booby milk. And then Chris Rock goes, yay, more for the rest of us. Yay, more for us. More titty milk for us. The way Chris Rock said that was pretty funny. And again, Adam Sandler's not so much of an asshole. He's teaching his kid basketball. At the very beginning, the daughter got into a car and was driving, didn't drive it, but it rolled. And it's not like Adam Sandler immediately being an ass. It's like, oh, are you okay? Who cares about the car? Are you all right? Like, believe me, I've seen these Adam Sandler films. If you've been following, he's not that bad of a guy in this movie. Unlike That's My Boy or even Blended, among others. I mean, yeah, they're not all the jokes work. There's a couple fart jokes. You don't need the fart jokes. I'm not a fan of fart jokes. There's a couple of them. Thankfully, not too many, but there's at least 2 or 3 of them. Mainly from the mother-in-law, where like she farts, she blames it on the dog, or the kids make these cup phones, and then Adam hears a fart, and the other end of the cup is under the mother-in-law, or Chris Rock's mother-in-law. Like, you didn't need those. So there's a couple stuff that don't work. But it's not a lot of over melodrama, over dramatic stuff. Like, really, it's just one scene where they all just talk with each other on a dock. And they sort of, their grievances are let out. It only lasts like a couple minutes, so, which I was fine with. This kind of movie didn't need melodramatic shit throughout. Just one scene, one and done, that was fine. They air their grievances on this pier, this dock. And then even the ending, it's just a simple thing where, was it Colin Quinn, I believe, he's still mad about 30 years ago. He's like, you guys shouldn't have won. We want a rematch. They play a little basketball game. Chris Rock has a fun moment with Tim Meadows where he's like, no, these are my white people. No, get your own white people. Adam Sandler loses the game on purpose because he knows Colin Quinn and his family, they needed more. And he even tells Selma, those guys, they want a little taste of winning, and our kids, they need a little taste of losing. That's not the way you put it, but, to, again, teach his kids it's all right to lose. And again, I think there's some funny parts in it. I think the cast work together. I mean, Rob Schneider didn't even annoy me that much. And I'm not a Rob Schneider guy, but he did not annoy me that much. I would say this is one of his better roles. It actually makes me want to go back and watch Deuce Bigelow, Male Gigolo. I don't think I've seen the sequel. I don't have those, so I have to pick it up sometime. But I actually want to rewatch him because he wasn't that bad in this movie. He really wasn't. Chris Rock, it was cool to see him in the flick. Maybe wish he had a little bit more screen time. I'd rather him have more screen time than Kevin James, but Kevin James seems like he has more screen time. So I'd rather have Chris Rock change for Kevin James on that front. Adam Sandler did fine. I thought this was a decent movie. It was a decent flick. The pacing didn't bother me. Like I said, it's a fun, breezy comedy. And what makes this work is it's just these guys just goofing on each other, making fun of each other, hanging out in the middle of nowhere. That's what most of the comedy is. And it doesn't have, like, again, its big moments is Kevin James swinging from a rope, the five of them doing this arrow roulette, and it comes down and it hits Rob Schneider's foot, the little basketball game at the end. It's nothing so extravagant and, like, hugely over the top. And it's just fun goofing on each other. Like, Rob Schneider likes to make these dehydrated bananas. He's like very much into organic food. And Adam Sandler tastes the dehydrated bananas, just slaps Rob Schneider in the face. Keeps slapping him in the face, which I thought was pretty funny. Oh, you don't want me to do this? Then it was. And then Rob Schneider's girlfriend gives him bacon. What, you don't want to eat that? And Adam says, oh, what am I going to do? Oh, maybe I should do this, and then slaps Rob Schneider again. Like, again, stuff like that, it's kind of mundane compared to the crazy shit that you'll see after, like in That's My Boy or among other stuff. Almost quaint, in a way, almost quaint of a movie. So, I know a lot of people hate the film and put it in the same league as those. I disagree. I think this is a pretty decent flick. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. And it had quite a few moments that made me chuckle. So I appreciate that. Dennis Dugan directed it. Adam Sandler and Fred Wolf wrote it. I don't think they did that bad of a job. But that's just my opinion. I think Grown Ups is a pretty decent flick. But anyway, thanks for watching. Take care. And we'll see you guys later.